There is no shortage of different fish to choose from in the aquarium hobby, but not all of them have been on this planet for the same amount of time. Some have remained relatively unchanged for millions and millions of years. That's why today I wanted to take a look at some of the oldest living fossils commonly kept in the aquarium hobby. Gar have been around far longer than we have. It's said that gar have remained relatively unchanged for over 100 million years.
Wow!
Gar fossils have been dated all the way back to the Jurassic period. There's currently 7 species of gar, but only a few are usually kept in aquariums, as most get way too big, like the alligator gar, or just aren't common in the hobby. Really, Florida gar constitute 95% of the gar you see in fish tanks. Gar fish keepers represent a large amount of monster fish keeping demographics. They're great if you like a cool, ancient-looking predatory fish, but they need a lot of space. Really, a 200-gallon tank is their minimum, and even that's pushing it. They'd be much more comfortable in something closer to 300 or even 400 gallons. But these fish are huge compared to your standard pet shop fish, being more than fine in 1,000 gallons plus. They do also prefer a mostly live-based diet, live minnows, shrimp, and other feeder animals, which definitely isn't everyone's thing. Some people, that just doesn't sit right. But it is possible to train them to take frozen and pellet food. In the wild, gar often will live in very oxygen-low waters. However, these fish do have the ability to take gulps of air at the surface, allowing them to thrive in these conditions. This is one of the biggest reasons they have remained unchanged for so long, as they have been incredibly successful fish. Really, gar are apex predators in their habitats, eating other smaller fish and invertebrates. Gar overall have clearly standed the test of time, so it's no wonder they have become a popular monster fish in the aquarium trade. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to check out my Patreon. It has low prices and great benefits. Plus, every Patreon member gets a shout out at the end of the video. Alright, on to the next living fossil. Kinda similar looking to gar, we have bichirs. Yes, there's tons of debate on how to pronounce bichir. Anything from biker, bichir, and of course bichir. I call them bichirs, so get over it.
No.
These fish are said to be even older than gar, being unchanged for over 200 million years, with fossils being dated to the Triassic period, which, P.S., that's my favorite period of the dinosaurs. There's a wide variety of different species of bichir. Too many to count here, so they are a very diverse living fossil. In terms of keeping, I would still call them a monster fish, as they need a minimum of 90 gallons. Really, you should strive for something closer to 125 gallons. But they are not as large as gar. They can be predatory though, commonly eating feeder crayfish, goldfish, and shrimp. But these guys are usually more accepting of pellet food. They have very poor eyesight, really resulting in them relying on their incredibly bizarre yet effective nostrils to locate prey. They are very primitive fish, like the gar, that often live in muddy, oxygen-low waters. This is why they have adapted to take gulps of air, just like the gar. Bichirs also have what's called ganoid scales. These ganoid scales provide greater protection. All of these factors have created such a successful fish that they really haven't changed at all for millions of years. Currently today, bichirs live in Africa, where they live in very swampy hunting areas where they hunt insects, crustaceans, and whatever else they can smell. Truly a bizarre yet incredible ancient fish in the aquarium hobby. Another bizarre living fossil would have to be the African butterfly fish. These fish have remained unchanged for over 100 million years. Now, these are the smallest fish on the list, really being able to be properly kept in 30-gallon tanks. They are almost exclusively surface-dwelling fish. They get their name from their pectoral fins, which resemble those of a butterfly. Once again, these are predatory fish, eating anything small enough that lands on the water's surface. Small insects, fish, and other larvae is all fair game. Although because of their surface-dwelling nature, it is not hard to train them to eat floating pellets and flakes. Because they kind of chill out on the tank surface, you don't want to give these guys in fast flowing tanks. They are notorious jumpers as well, so get a lid. Unsurprisingly, these fish are found naturally in Africa in slow to still waterways, commonly being found in swamps just like the Bichirs, where they prey upon insects that hit the water's surface while avoiding falling prey due to their leaf-like appearance. While they may be the smallest on this list, they do not lack in interesting qualities, being the easiest of the prehistoric fish to keep. Finally for today, we have African lungfish, which are a species of fish that have remained unchanged for over 400 million years, being the oldest by far on this list. In terms of keeping, these guys are really big, over 3 feet long, so they need a big aquarium, minimum of 100 gallons. They are also usually kept alone due to the fact they can be pretty aggressive to other species as well as each other. As the name suggests, these guys have a pair of lungs that allow them to breathe air. What is unique about the African lungfish is the fact that they can enter into a state of hibernation if the water dries up. In this state, they wrap themselves with mucus to preserve themselves until the water fills up again. In terms of their diet, they are omnivorous, eating frogs, small fish, mollusks, and tree roots, as well as seeds. Overall, these fish aren't as commonly kept in the hobby as the other 3, but they still are prevalent enough in the hobby. And either way, they are a very ancient, unique, and interesting living fossil. So those were some of the most ancient fish kept in the aquarium hobby. All 4 of these species have been on this planet for an incredibly long time and really deserve our respect. They make fascinating case studies and even more fascinating pets.